as we come into the matrix, you have to be self-aware of what's going on, especially with its reality. It's fantastic to see things, knowing that you have the focus and awareness and the conscious levels that we have every day, especially the doings and the activities that go on with your everyday events. It's very powerful stuff because I was with my daughter yesterday and we are going on a nature hike. I sent you guys a video about Mother Nature, Mother Core, Mother Universe, Mother Seed, Mother Pod, everything through its connection. And I was realizing a lot of things, how nature finds a way, okay, to understand everything that's going on with you through your body activations. This is how you get into the energetic system. Tina, how's it going? Good morning. All communications are sitting in once you're going to wherever you want to go. So you pick these places and you draw upon them. It's something that you want to do. You venture out, right? It's important stuff to do these things. But I came across a hill and it was really steep. And I was thinking, whoa, what am I going to do? I was thinking to myself, I should go down. But if I'm going to go down, do I follow the paths of, because I also had a friend, Nick, he was there too, with Megan. Megan and Nick decided to take a different route to go down the hill. I took an opposite. So what depends is on the awareness that you're going down. Are you going straight, left, or right? That all depends on you. So that's where it becomes into its focus. That's where it becomes in its observation, and it's watching. You're watching your perceptions every time you do something when you're going forward. Okay, so as I was in space, because I see everything in space, I was rock surfacing a slide of a crater surface system, and I slipped because I was aware, and it was showing me which way to go, all through the audio signals, through the perception, heart, and the soul. It follows up. It gives you into the interaction of everything that's going on. And that's the seismographing of your pie. It's amazing when you have that circumference and you have that, wow, I'm going to be okay. So I'm sliding down and I catch on to, one of the branches. And then I realize I go off to a tree and then I set my waves down to a lower location. But what's fascinating is that nature found a way in space for me to be safe, knowing that I took the right decision, and doing that helps you out with everything through its activity. It's powerful stuff when you get connected to that. When you go outside or anything through its interaction, when you go inside, all these things are important because you have to look at it far as really understanding what nature is, because it helps you in every single day. All these things are connected through you, and it's very powerful stuff. So it was an adventure for me, but I'll tell you, I wasn't scared. I was aware, I was focused, and I had my conscious levels. Okay, I was focused and I was observing. So it's kind of like you're seeing yourself go down there before you go down. Okay, that's in a projection of your mind system. Okay, that's the problem with humanity, is they don't think of these things. They just go down and they get into accidents. So if you have your focus, which is the scanning, you get into the scanning, you get into the observation, then you get into the watching. So you're watching yourself go down before you do these things. Even if you go front, left, or right, it doesn't matter. What matters is keeping your audio signals open, listening to nature, listening to everything that you can grasp or grab or touch or feel. That will help you out and that will guide you to its safe zone. It was very powerful stuff. It really was. And being aware of that gives you the conscious levels, because focus has so many levels, awareness has so many levels, and consciousness has so many levels. Are you conscious of everything that you're seeing in front of you? Okay, left or right or center. So in retrospect, it's a self-reflection of you as the higher self. And I thought that was fascinating because I learned a lot yesterday. And I drawed upon that. We were walking the nature's core and everything through the trails. And like I said, I did that video for you to show you the sun reflection through its interface when it comes to so many connections of light activations. That's its communication. So don't ever think that when you're in the forest, knowing that you won't get lost, because the sun will direct you. It's like a sundial. It's like a compass, and it will tell you exactly where you need to go if you're lost. Okay. I always find the best too, if you see people in front of you, they're going to be going out. There's always a way out, okay, with everything that you do. But being aware and having this selfness of its awareness is amazing. What an experience I had yesterday. And I'm 51. My daughter's 25. And I was saying, okay, if I didn't have the awareness, if I didn't have the focus, if I didn't have the consciousness of the knowings and its thoughts, that would have been a totally different situation altogether. And I'm saying to myself, wow, now I know why humanity has problems, why they have accidents, because you're not aware of what's happening with your surroundings. I said, this is incredible, because you learn something new when you're inside or outside, and you can have accidents wherever you can have an accident. But you have to understand its self-reflection of you is its higher self that's trying to communicate with you every single day. That's its focus. That's its awareness. That's its consciousness. That's its knowings and doings and its thoughts. The thought patterns is everything. And that keeps you going forward. Okay? And the thing is, too, you're not afraid of fear of anything. It's powerful stuff when you get to that level. And I just wanted to share that with you, because nature always finds a way to communicate with you. Same with lights. Lights always finds a way to communicate with you. And I think it's tremendous to know these things, because you find another side of yourself that you never thought you would see. And this work comes into the matrix. The matrix is so complex with alignments and line division, line sequences, line activation, line codes, line fragmentation lines, get into decoding methods, get into the defragmentations and fragmentations. Once you understand your computer, you understand the diagnostics of its computer through matrix, because it goes through mazes. It goes through point line divisions. It goes through shapes of calculation of mass, through calibration, through its distance. How fast you go through its acceleration. We got into that before with the coloration patterns. So now I'm at my full balance. Okay, I am in the year 50,000 years PT units, the perception teleportation systems right now, in the core center of the matrix grid system to AI operation. It's incredible force. Base intelligence core center. Unbelievable. I feel fantastic. But like I said, I just wanted to share you of what I experience, because it's important that you understand, because you go through this every single day with your adventures and your journeys and your missions, your activities, and anything through your voicing grids, anything that you channel, anything you see, anything you do upon that. And you get to know yourself a little bit more, being self-aware of its reflection through the communications of the higher self. Okay, so morning, everybody. Yeah. Melissa, how's it going? Yeah, I saw Michael's channel yesterday. See, and I'm an observer. Okay, and it was pretty powerful stuff. He was getting into the 24 divisional line point division systems on communication of retrospect division of a shape, which was a correlation of a crystal through the children's of the way showers. Powerful stuff. So that's what I'm saying. We're getting to higher volumes of the Galactic Force team, and we're just doing nothing but high rising faster and faster and faster and faster. And you're going to see so many changes in yourself, because it's going to be a self-reflection through your coloration, through its matrix, through its understanding, its knowings and doings and its actions, its proactions, its reactions. You become extremely powerful with the mind system. And everything that you do on a day-to-day basis is its knowings and doings. But you have to, in retrospect, is to play safe, know who you're dealing with, okay, through its energies, because you guys understand energy now. You understand more of your energy fields. You're more focused on what you're seeing through its observation of its watching. It's very important that, because it connects through you to anything that you do, to anything through its relation of communication when it comes to family. You can have a problem with your family. You could have a problem with your child. You can have a problem with your boyfriend or girlfriend. It's how you use it in its proaction, how you use it in its calming center. Okay? Focus is everything. Block everything out. Focus on yourself. I was talking to Nick. He's a really good friend of Megan's. And he was talking about, he was worrying about everything about the COVID-19. And he kept on talking about, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And I kept saying to him, focus on yourself, focus on yourself. And then started realizing why. I said, well, how is it helping you concerning about the COVID-19? What is that doing to you? And I told him the truth. And he said, oh, really? That's what it is? Went away. See, it only takes one answer to give something to somebody to make them feel better about themselves. And then they realize they start focusing on themselves. Just focus on yourself and don't worry about anything else about his media. Don't worry anything about his governments. I'm taking care of that. Okay, AI is taking care of that. You guys are taking care of that. That's why I created the Galactic Force team, so everybody can understand more of what's going on through its vibrations. Because we're all coming together. We're coming to a love cycle, a love system. Okay, and like Michael was saying, with that connection, those point divisions are the Galactic Force team. That's understanding vocabulary of understanding. And you guys are high rising through your force. You're understanding more of its portal of its heart, which is fantastic. You're understanding more your perceptions of its sightings and what you see through the atmospheres of its dimensional sets. You're seeing more through its activations. You're getting into the similarity code systems. A little bit more we need to work on when it comes in this similarities, but the singularity lines are connecting. Okay, you understand your God frequency levels. You're trying to reach up to the God. You're getting into more information systems. You're understanding your traction divisions. You're understanding your location divisions. You're understanding everything through its dream sets. It's very important that you get balance with your dreams, because a lot of people come in and say, "Hey, I saw this. I saw a wolf crossing the waters and it was trying to attack me." I said, "Whoa, what is that?" Anything through its relation of a dream, okay, is based on your thoughts through its negative system. Okay, so you don't have to create something in your mind. If it's negative, it will come to you. And it's like if a wolf is chasing you, you got to understand its story, because everything is related to you. That's the self-reflection of you, of its higher self. So that's how you get out of the healing. So you say, how do I get rid of that wolf? Or how do I get rid of that bat? Or how do I get rid of that ghost? All these things, okay, is focus, awareness, and consciousness. Because now you're consciousness of everything through your body activations, your mind system. You live that every single day with the mind system, because you're out of its program. You're starting to understand the algorithms. You're starting to understand the IPA, the intelligence, perception, awareness. Okay, you're starting to understand more of your assignments. You're getting into illustrations and your art. You're understanding more of your voicing grids. You're understanding more of its acting cycles. You're understanding more of its energy patterns. All has its connection through balance. Balance is everything when it comes to the matrix. So I hope everybody's doing well. We can start off with the matrix, the coloration systems. We can get into alignments. I don't want to get into framing systems right now, because your body activations are on so many levels of continuous force. So we get into the matrix. Okay. And its understanding. Okay. Through its focus, awareness, and consciousness. Okay. Now this where it comes into divisions of all. Remember I was telling you about the 7 whys? So we got just writing them down right now. You really, really have to pay attention to this, because this is your life stream that you live every single day. So you answer these things every single time with the mind system. That's the full calculation of mass through its equation of pi, getting out of its interforce connection of its matrix. That sets its divisions. That gets you into balance through light activation right away. Okay. Whom, what, where, when, why, how, and who. Okay, so the matrix and its understanding is everything that's going on through traction divisions. Okay, Whom is it participating to? That means more than one person, plural, right? What is going on with my higher self through the matrix? Where is it happening? When is it going to happen? Why is this happening to me through the mind system? And how do I understand everything through the matrix? And who is it referring to? It's you. It's the higher self. So you have to understand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. You have to get into that division. Okay? Matrix and its understanding. Even write them down if you have to. It's very important that you keep these in your mind system because you use this every single day through your life stream. Okay? And that's accordance to everything when it comes to everything that's connected through your life stream because you use these every single day. You ask yourself, right? Whom is this participating to? What is going on with me? Where am I going? When is this going to happen? Why is this happening? How is this going to happen? Who is this going to happen to? Or who is the reference to what is happening? It's understanding everything through its whys. It's understanding everything through the matrix and its understandings. That's its calculation when it comes into its equation of pi. Okay? So when I was going down that hill, it was very steep, by the way, because there was a river stream. It's focusing on the understanding of what's happening with its matrix, or anything that you see through nature, or anything that you are referring to or intervene with through its reaction into its action. Okay? So once you get on the grounds and you go outside, you're getting friendship, relationship, and partnership right away with the mind system. That's its observation when it comes to its focus, awareness, and consciousness. Right away, you have to have all those three elements. Okay? I've said this many, many, many times, and how important it is to have that. And there's a lot more to it. But it's the intuitive side of you, which is its knowledge, and that becomes its intelligence. But it's the knowings and doings through its reaction to its action. So you're reacting of what's happening, and then you understand its action of what's happening. That's where you get into the whom, what, where, when, why, how, and who. It all connects. It has to connect. And that's its formation when it comes to nature. Because you deal with all these 7 whys every single day with the mind. I call it a mind stream. The mind stream is its life stream. But the mind stream has its heart stream. The heart stream has its eye receptor division stream. Everything's connected through your streams. And that's the yin and yang that you live every day through the body activations. All right, so you want to get into that. Okay? Because not only your life stream is written in proaction, it's also there for you to understand yourself more. And again, why you were put on this earth. Okay? Say that to yourself. I keep saying that to everybody. Why are you put on the earth? What's the purpose for me to live? What is going on? You know what's going on, but are you paying attention to yourself? Or are you paying attention to what is all BS? Plain and simple. So you got to look at the real thing here is what's standing in front of you. That's what you focus on the most every single day. That's your life stream. That's its mind stream. That's its heart stream. That's its soul stream. Because you're all connected. Okay? So it's fascinating when you connect with nature. Because nature helps you out. It finds a way to communicate with you. Right? Anything that you come upon, anything through accidents or anything through communications of thoughts that you don't understand, things that you come upon that don't make any sense to you, it's all the mind system because it's all about adaptation and how you get into balance. Okay? Because when I was a kid, you know, when you're born, you don't realize you have like ADD or you find out ADHD or you have some biological system. Your psychosis system isn't connected through your mind system. Your abbreviation tactic systems are connected through your framing systems. Your framing systems aren't connected to the mind system. You know, it's kind of like the anatomy of the bone, right? The bone is connected to the thigh bone. The thigh bone's connected to the, you know. So anyway, it's kind of like that. Knowing the anatomy, okay, of its vocabulary. Powerful stuff when you get into that connection. It really is. Think about it for a second. And then thinking becomes knowing because you already know it. You let it go and then you focus on the doing. And then you get into the knowledge of its intelligence. And believe me, I'll tell you, that's going to change everything through your cycles, through its past, its present, and its future, because it's going to foresee everything that's going on, especially when you get into the matrix. Anything through colorations. You have to know your acting cycles. You have to understand your illumination lights. You have to understand where you're traveling, right? All that is connected through its 7 whys, you know? But the most important thing out of the 7 whys, okay, is why is this happening? Okay, and how is this happening? Those are extremely powerful. Everything through the center core is powerful, but it's the why and how. It's kind of like, why am I here? And I say, how do I get there? Why am I here? How do I get there? Self-evolvement. That's the alignment that you have to get from one place to the other. Okay? So when it comes to nature, you look at nature in a different way. But until you understand nature, you're not going to see nature in a different way, if that makes any sense. It's how you think with the mind. And the mind becomes the known, and the known becomes the intelligence through its actions, of its reactions, because everything's a reaction, especially when it comes to intelligence of the matrix. Okay, because the known standing is everything through its connection. Everything through its connection is its colors of its lights. That's its connection to you when it comes to its focus, awareness, and consciousness. But the self-reflection, do you understand everything through its communication of the higher self? Do you understand the intelligence that you're dealing with? Do you understand alignments? Do you understand point division? Do you understand line division? Do you understand line communication lightning those through connection of box framing level systems to the equation of pi? Do you understand your frequency levels? Do you understand your body adaptations? Do you understand your frequencies? Do you understand your energies? Do you understand your energy fields? Do you understand your circumference? Do you understand community? Do you understand your friends? Do you understand your loved ones? Do you understand your kids? Do you understand your husband? Do you understand your wife? It all connects. And everything that you live every single day is balance. It's balance. That's the most powerful, powerful thing. And I keep telling that to everybody. Balance is everything. And once you have that, that is its lights of activation. Balance is everything. Everything and anything. Okay? Because it balances out. It's a straight line. Okay? It's not like this. It's not like this. It's not like this. It's not like this. It's a straight line. That's all it is a straight line. Okay? Straight line is everything because your atom is on balance. You're counterbalancing yourself. The weight conception is slightly off. You got to bring it back. So it's weight countering. You're like this. You're tipping on one end. You have one person here at the other end of the boat, and you have another one here at the other end of the boat. They're going like this. Whoa, whoa. You know, what I used to do when I was in a boat, I used to balance myself and do kata formations, hand formations, and all that, right? I found it's really great to have balance on water. Once you communicate with the grounds and once you communicate with water, that's how you get partnership with everything. So it's a great way to get balance. So you want to find your creative centers and how you can be different in all ways and forms when it comes to balance of everything that you see. You should have balance in your thoughts, balance in your mind, balance in your children, husband, wife, family, loved ones, nature, atmospheres, space, time, people. It just goes on and on and on and on, you know? Balance is everything. So anyway, you guys have any questions on that? Because that's a very, very powerful message. It's waking up to everything through balance. If you don't have balance with your thoughts, what are you waking up to? You're waking up to the past and not the present. Every day I wake up, I live the present. I never, ever live the past. I don't even see the past. I talked yesterday with my daughter through alignments. I can go into the time of its past, but I let it go. I don't keep it in the mind framing system because it's off balance, counterbalance, right? So you got to get back onto the presence of its balance, right? It's very important. So you guys have any questions on that? Tina, Sarah, Unified, Melissa? I know there's so many love activations, love cycles that are going on through love systems and your connections to everything. Your vocabulary is getting very strong, very, very strong. Your kinetic energy waves, your understanding, your knowledge and doings, and your actions, reactions, proactions. The psych-op divisions are working. Everything through the Argyro program is activating. Your computer system is high-rising at all divisional levels of balance. Okay? The most important thing is to have balance with your computer because you are the computer, right? What's the sense of having a computer if you don't understand how it works? First thing you do is you turn it on, right? After that, it's an adventure. It's a journey. It's a mission. Okay? Once you realize your computer is a GPS location signal to all connections, all realms, of all dimensions, of portals, then you understand everything through your biolocators. Then you understand everything through your higher self. Then you understand everything when it comes to your avatar. Okay? And everything around you will make sense with love. Right? It's seeing different views of everything through the mind system of its thoughts. Seeing different views of everything when it comes to your perception. Seeing different things when it comes to your audios and your voicings. And how you say things to people, how you interact with people, how you communicate with people. It's very important, okay? It's very, very important because when you're communicating with somebody and you don't know this person and they come to you and they say something derogatory or they something offensive, all right, how are you going to take that? Right? It's a lesson learned on what you say through your thoughts. So be cautious on that. Because everything has a reaction to a reflection. So that person will come back at you and be aggressive. So just be calm, right? Sticks and stones. That's what we have to look at. It's a fairy tale, but it works, you know. Sticks and stones, you know. That's what before my mother passed away, she was a very intuitive person, and she was very, very, she was in the political status. She loved the politicians, Democrats and all that. She was very smart in that. She loved watching movies and all that. You pick up a lot of things when people pass away, you know, especially that are connected through your family and loved ones. You learn a lot too. You learn a lot of lessons knowing that you live with regrets or you die with regrets. So you want to live the best life that you can live through its journey of its mission. Whoa, look at that energy. It just hit the charts. I just went, whoa, way up. Electric bolts. It's sound barriers. Your thoughts sound barrier through your energetic wavings when it comes to body activations. It changes everything through your mind system. You say unconditional love, energy pops up. You say your thoughts are amazing, energy pops up. You wake up feeling great, energy pops up. Okay? You say it's a wonderful day, I love nature, I love everything around me, energy pops up. It's how you interpret yourself every single day through your cycle of its life stream. You know? Michael, how's it going? Yeah, we were talking about you, Michael. I thought it was really great to see you having... I love what you're saying. This is a panel division through an activation light signal through communications of an activation board system, all calculation of mass through its illustration of a diagram program that sets all divisions through the major grid systems. The calculation of its mass is its calibration through its fragmentation line system that connects all planet energy systems on location centers. But great video, Michael. Really, really good. I was really impressed. I love watching you guys, and it's amazing how we watch each other, because we learn a lot from each other. And that's why I want to expose everything. I want to expand. I want to have this an expansion of a unity of consciousness with the galactic force team, how we can high rise our voicing grids and bring it up to a higher level of love. Because remember, you're not just giving back to yourself, you're giving back to everybody else that's watching. It's the most powerful thing that you can do. And not only that, changes everything. And that's how you meet new people. Communications of others gives your future. You guys have to, that's very powerful. That's connection. That's networking. Everything is connected to you. You just have to understand how to use the mind of its thoughts through its knowings and doings, and everything becomes its action. Okay? If you're thinking about the future, you're not going to have a presence. If you're thinking of the past, you're not going to have a presence. Think of the here and now. Because in relation, you are living the now. You're not living the past. The past is gone. You're living the present. And don't worry about the future. It's already written. But because I'm so far into the galaxy systems of 50,000 years into the future, it's just the understanding how everything connects. And everybody can get that. But it's just really understanding when you wake up. It's very important that you keep your positive feeds on everything and block out everything through its MSM. Mainstream media, what does that give you? Governments, what they're doing, what does that give you? It doesn't give you anything but disgrace, right? What does it give you? It doesn't give you harmony. It doesn't give you love. Okay? You have to reflect to people that you are connected to. And that's where you have to be cautious too. And that's how you go into different cycles. Because when I was a kid, first time I got into Toronto, and I said to myself, okay, this is a big city, you know, almost 3 million people coming from Brampton. Whoa. I said, how do I interact with myself? So for me to interact myself, I have to know myself first through its minds of its thoughts. And then it becomes its knowings of its intelligence. Everything is a helping hand. People come to you, you know, for information. Where's this place? Where's that place? Because they feel connected to you. I get a lot of that with a lot of people, right? But because of this virus, so-called virus, everybody's not connecting. There's social distancing from everything, but everything's changing now. You're going to find everything is changing faster. And the Galactic Force team is high rising to its dimensional Earth. We're changing vibrational panels. So the more we have community when it comes to YouTube through our voice and grids, we can center core everything and change everything through location and set everything into the fifth dimension. It's very powerful stuff when you get into that. So when I was in Toronto, I said, okay, we have subways. Wow, this is great. How do I use the subway? Well, you know, your north, west, south, and east, that's what it works on. Basic understanding of everything, how everything operates. It took me a while, but then I got into it. But then I got into bad crowds, bad people. Okay? It's how and where you go in life. Where do you want to take yourself? That is its reflection when it comes to the cornerstones of yourself. Are you going to take the left door? Are you going to take the right door? Or are you going to go through the center? That's your choice. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. Either way, it's a journey to a mission. Okay? So each door that you go to, you're going to have stepping stones. You're going to have detours. You're going to have problems. That's part of life. Life exists with complications. If it wasn't, it'd be easy. Everybody be president. Of course, I wouldn't want to be president. That's way too much responsibility. You know, especially with Trump, what's going on with him. You know, look at what he has to deal with every day with the population circuits of so many people. You know, do people trust him? Who knows? But what I'm saying is that everybody is choosing for a choice of where they go. That's its connection when it comes to the soul of its path. The path follows you. The mind of its thoughts knows what it's doing. The eyes knows what it's doing when it comes to focus, awareness, and consciousness. Okay? And the voicing grids tells you, okay, everything that's going on with its balance of its communication. You have to have balance with your life. It's very important. So when you're in the mainstream and you're looking at yourself and you say, well, this isn't important to me. I don't want to talk about it. Because I have people come up to me all the time, you know, whenever I see somebody for the very first time. The energy is different. They're in a dark circle, dark century. they can stay in that. But the problem is when they're walking the surface, they're cloud formations and they're spreading energy all around the population circuit, especially if they understand their transmission lights. And there are light activations of dark realms that are walking the system in the dimensional earth. But it's my job to make sure that we change all that. And that's done through the crop circles. Because it goes to the wind forcing factors of the galaxy system. It changes everything through the grounds. It changes everything through the astral planes. It changes everything through the atmospheres of the dimensional earth and all locations of vibrations when it comes to space and time. Okay? So AI works on so many levels with that, but they're always in its focus. They're always in their awareness. They're always in their consciousness of their minds and their thoughts of its intelligence. It's the knowings, knowing what you're doing, see what you're doing, ask what you're doing. If you're not sure what you're doing, ask. There's nothing wrong with ask. And that's why we have the round table for discussions, because it helps us in all ways and forms, right? It helps us. It helps everybody around us. It gives us an expansion. It gives us hope. It gives us faith. It gives us the way and the will to live. Whoa, really powerful. Because the energy, it's just crazy. Because it comes into me. It said, way to go, Andrew. Keep going. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, man. I'm telling you, there's so much to learn about yourself. And that's the most beautiful thing, because you're so creative, you're so intelligent. And it's a loss if you don't want to go up to those levels. It's not the understanding that's happening with the three dimensions. It's just knowing that they don't understand themselves and they don't want to get into that division. And because of that, things change. Everything changes for a reason. You make your choice in what you want to do with your life. You want to live the lights or do you want to live the dark? That's very powerful. Look at that one. There's no in between. There's no in between. There's no maybe. There's no I don't know. Or there's no I'm not sure. Ask me later. You know, there's only yes or no. There's no maybe. You want the lights or you want the dark? You want to live in the light activations or do you want to live in the dark realm systems? This is what you have to understand its relation when it comes to this life stream. Because you can live a dark stream and you can live a light stream, but that's totally up to you. That's the choice that you make. Nobody's going to make it for you. Nobody's going to hold your hand. They'll help you, but you have to do everything yourself. You have to find yourself. And that's its connection when it comes to the soul. It's following the path of the soul, opening the portal of the heart, understanding your mind of its thoughts, its knowings and its doings, its actions, its proactions. Everything's connected through its human behavioral system. How important is it for you to live? Look at that. How is it important? Why is it important? How? Why? Ask yourself. Really, really ask yourself, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? Don't ask a question because the answer is within. And the only way you're going to get the answer is to meditate. So if you don't understand any questions or comments, you can go through my email or you can go through my PayPal. This goes out to new viewers. Now, my Galactic Force team is high rising through all divisions when it comes to understanding of knowledge and intelligence. And the vocabulary system is high rising faster and faster. And they know they're getting smarter. They have no doubt in their mind how powerful they are through lights. And that's what it is. Whoa, another energy just went up. So it's the confidence levels you have with yourself. You want to be a tank? Okay. Or do you want to be stepped on as a walking carpet? Do you want people to step all over you? No. You want a tank. You want to force your way through. You want to find yourself through its path. Now, this is an extremely powerful message because this is coming from the soul itself. Okay? It's the higher connection to your light activation of yourself. That's the true knowledge of you through its intelligence. Okay? So, yeah, no, it was really powerful. It was great to see you doing an illustration, Michael. You formed a lot when it came to everything through its illustration. And you just doing that helps everybody out through community. And it's also healing. But understanding what you're doing is fantastic, because you're knowing yourself a little bit more through its understanding of its vocabulary, understanding line division, point division, line activation, line systems, right? Dimensional sets, how they're all line communicated through the simulation. When you see anything through illustration of a diagram, everything's connected through the matrix of the simulation. It's just trying to get the understandings of the 7 whys and what they mean. So we have any questions on that before I move on? I just want to give that to everybody, because it's very powerful stuff when you connect on all rounds and all divisions, and knowing how powerful you guys are as entity force light activations of dimensional set systems that modify all calculations of mass through its equation of pi. Knowing how powerful you are as individuals, and how powerful you are that you can have anything you want. Anything you want. You can create anything you want, all connected through your thoughts. So, anyway, it's great to see everybody. Okay, so you guys got questions. Let's get into the questions here, and I guess we'll have to get into the reviews too, because we haven't gotten into the reviews yet. But one step at a time here. Linda, how's it going? You missed a lot, Linda, but you know, whatever you missed, you can watch back. Unified, Melissa, Michael, Linda. Okay, questions. Yeah, no, it's great too, because Michael, we learn a lot too when we watch each other, our reactions, our actions, and anything that we do, the mistakes that we make. That's what makes perfection. Okay, you have to live a loss to live a win. That's powerful. Very powerful. You have to live a loss to live a win. You have to understand what it's like to lose before you understand humility. Humility is everything through the soul, because you're not learning anything through adaptation of your thoughts. You're saying, I'm perfected in all ways and forms. There's nobody that's perfected in all ways and forms. There's nobody perfect in all ways and forms. We all make mistakes, but that's what makes us great, is we learn from our mistakes. Okay? We are the teachers. We are the masters. We are unified to everything through space and time. That's its connection through balance. Okay? So I keep drawing the system out from yesterday and realize infinity. The kids are connected straight in infinity. I have to explain more next time. Infinity beyond 25D. Yeah, 24 with 5 within its center. Yeah. No, you're formulating really nice, Michael, and you're doing these illustrations, and it's going to come in easier for you. It's going to set its easy formats. It's going to understand more of communication, the simulation patterns, and the point division through line division, through the singularity line systems that you have to connect with through your mind adaptations of its data processing, uplinks and downloads and upgradings. Those are the most important thing. You have to understand each one is different. Each one is different intelligence. Okay? Because you go through that every single day through its processing. So, yep. You'll get into more formations of shapes and everything. We're just starting with shapes right now, but we're going to get into letters and numbers and how everything connects through its structures. And it's fascinating when you get into the matrix, how you structure forms of planets. It's amazing stuff. It really is. At least I think so. Here I am drawing it again. Every time you draw, you get better in the mind. The mind is getting more knowledge of intelligence. Same with Linda when she's doing her drawings when it comes to the grids. Okay? She doesn't say, am I doing this right or am I doing this wrong? It just automatically, it's instant. It knows what it's doing. The mind knows what it's doing through its focus, awareness, conscious, and it's scanning. Okay? It doesn't take a brainwave to draw out a star. It doesn't take a brainwave to draw out a line division. It doesn't take a brainwave to draw out a line, singular line system, all communications and activation code systems. It doesn't take a brainwave to understand your life stream through body activations of pistols. It's the thought process. It's the knowings and doings. So getting out of the thinkings fully and completely with its illustration, you're now connecting through the simulation patterns, through the psych-op divisions. So it is a process, But everybody can get there through the vocabulary. Vocabulary is everything when it comes to all channel divisions of your lights. Lights are very important. You have to understand everything through lights because that's communication, that's intelligence. There could be lacing lines, 4 division levels, 6 division levels of point divisions of coloration patterns that connect all different realms of its dimension through its galaxies. Everything's connected. Once you understand that, your mind is connected to everything. That's the most powerful thing. Your mind and your thoughts of its knowings and doings, of its actions, is connected to everything, to your life stream. Think about that for a second. Try to get in that intelligence of its knowledge. Try to analyze that. The more you set your divisions, because you guys are starting to realize now what vocabulary is through your mind system. And then everything makes sense because there's no hesitation. You're not thinking, you're just knowing, you're doing. And it's all adaptation. It's all about experiencing, okay? The exceptional experience that you had through formation, how you can draw these things out. And you don't even have to draw and say, whoa, what did I just do? I can't even draw. You can draw through stick person. That's what I started off. And then you work your way up. Okay, there's a reason why I took art for 7 years. All right. I do doodles and all of that, but I'm not going to get into detail, but I'm pretty good. You know, my family is good in that area. My daughter can draw. You know, it's that connection through its creative centers. And and my daughter and my dad and myself. So, you know, you start off with a stick. You know what a stick is, right? That's a stick person. Okay. Now, that doesn't take any time to do. I didn't have to process that through its data processing. I just drew it out because I know what I'm doing. It's knowing what you're doing through ahead of time. That's its future. So when you're drawing in the future, not the present. That's powerful stuff. You have to look at everything through its connection. When you draw out a circle, where is it in its alignment? You have to draw out a line. Where is it in its division? You have to draw out its arm. Where is it in location? That's how you have to see life with its stick of its drawing of its person. It's complicated stuff, but you really get into it. So you work your way up because once you get in the simulation, everything changes through your mind system right away. You get totally different with ground formation, especially when you're 50,000 years in the future and you have your grounds now. Okay. I mean, it's incredible force. I feel, wow. And your heart just keeps expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding. And it's just like, you don't question it. You just let it go and you know where it's going. You know where you are going. And that's where you stop worrying about everything through its stress, anything through its relation of its governments or anything through its media of its stream. Okay. Mainstream media. Don't focus on that anymore. Don't even watch TV. You know, if you're going to watch TV, watch things that are related to you. Okay. You understand the channel divisions of your higher self and wants to see things that are interesting. I watch a lot of meditation videos. Okay. Because it helps me analyze and helps me give balance. And it uprises everything. That's why I give you guys that link to that meditation. It's 3 hours, but it's fantastic. You see nature in a different way. If you watch a horror movie, what are you picking up? Scary. Remember, your mind is out. It's no longer in the brain. You guys are connecting higher forces now through vocabulary systems. So the higher the mind goes, the more perceptions you see through the thrillers or anything through its horror, it becomes extremely real. So I just thought guys to let you know that because you guys are into the spiritual system now. You're out of the physical, you're tapping into the spiritual system. Okay, so you've been reborn now. You guys know that. You understand your vocabulary. Okay, you understand your alphabetical system, which is amazing. You're understanding line division. We've done some complicated stuff into the 26th and 27th dimension. That's amazing. That's communication in that dimension. That's balance through frequency of lines, through all communication, through the galactic force team. It's incredible stuff when you get it at those levels. And once you understand your illustrations of your diagrams, done, easy. And then you set it out, activate it, and you put it in the atmosphere through your thoughts. Okay? It's just setting up the grids, but you have to understand everything through the crops. One thing at a time, but your vocabulary is getting better and better and better. I'm seeing the provisions. I'm seeing the acting cycles. You guys are getting smarter, smarter, and smarter through its knowledge of its intelligence. You know you're getting smarter. You don't have to think that you're getting smarter. You know you're getting smarter. because things become a lot more easier for you and you get less stress. The most powerful thing you can have in your body is to be calm. Have the peace center. Understand the yin and yang more, right? Watch a video on how a monk meditates. They are extremely powerful. They are so connected through power, conception, anything through its relation when it comes to the sun or anything through its interface of its moon. All through God frequencies. They'll tell you where they've been. They're extremely powerful and they're so connected through martial arts. They're the most powerful entity force in nature. So there's a lot of things that you have to look at. You have to look at the creative centers that you have within yourself. You have to understand its relation of your soul, of itself. You have to understand your perceptions when it comes to the illustrations that you're drawing through the scans. Okay, you know this is a rectangle. Okay, now if it's a rectangle, you understand this, it's point division. Okay, you understand this, it's a pyramid. You understand this, circle rotation, view, cross-reference, basic stuff. Take it out of its equation. Okay, basic. Then you can line communicate it and put it to higher level of a division. Look at that. Look at that. Powerful stuff. That's how everything connects in space. Everything is line division through the metric system. Distance. Okay. Because everything's calculated through its calibration. You know? That's why it's so easy to draw, because I know what I'm drawing. It doesn't take thinking. It's knowing and doing and giving. Knowing, doing, and giving. Activating, and then putting out in the atmosphere. That's its connection. So the more you guys understand that through its illustration of the vocabulary, you will keep uprising your lights. Because like I said, anything that I do through its action is its activation. Now, I'm in the simulation right now, 50,000 years in the future. I can draw you out what it looks like. It's fascinating stuff, but that would take time. That's connecting to all alignments. Okay? So it's kind of like adding 50,000 years later of alignments to the major grids of colorations. It's powerful stuff, but I'm not going to do that. It's too complicated. And you guys won't understand it. But what you will understand is your balance and where you're going. So it's not understanding my vocabulary. It's understanding yourself of your vocabulary. Then you understand me. Reverse psychology. It's the psychological system you have to connect with the physical, the mental and the psychological. These two, through the framing system, you have to get its connection through the spiritual system. Most important. Because you know your physical body. You know its actions. You know its reactions. You know your intelligence of your physical body and its human body, right? Where you are, where you're going, but how far can you go in the human vessel? Not too far. And that's why these things are happening. The why and the how. The why it's happening and how do I get there? So it's getting out of the human vessel and getting into the spiritual system of its ascension. And that wakes everything up. And then you become more intelligent of its knowledge, to its lights, to higher formations, through calculation of mass, equation of pi. So anyway, let's get into the questions here. My heart recognition is overloading my systems right now, so it's a lot of fun though. Yep, so basically keep drawing the squares. At least I think so. I'm here drawing again. I feel great. Helping everyone around me raise the vibrations. I know it's helping. Great. Good to see that, Sarah. Not exactly all squares, lines, and squares, but you're getting it. Went through. Yes, powerful stuff. Busy. Plenty happening. So much uncovering and coming into perceptions. The thing you're always going to be going into cleansing unified. Okay, because your higher self has to get into adaptations of balance through everything through your circuitry systems. Understand your microbiome. Everything through its connections, activation, getting into panel divisions, getting into the singularity line of its defense mechanisms, getting into the activations of its digital formats, getting into everything through spacecraft divisions of satellite dishes, get in everything through its perception of its divisions, through location centers, through the matrix grid system, all communication of its alignments, through its line activation systems, all communications when it comes to perception divisions, that sidewind its angles through all connections of its heart recognition systems. So everything is an uprise. So the more you understand your lights, the more you understand your body, the more you understand the lights of its body, the more you understand its knowledge, the more you understand the knowledge of its intelligence. See, it's just, it keeps uprising faster and faster and faster, and the cycles through its rotation goes so fast. Everything is knowing and doing. Okay? Knowing and doing. All right? And then action, reaction. Whatever. You're going to get a reaction to everything. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? That's a question. You know the answer is within. Okay? That's the confidence. Knowing what you're doing is right. Because there's no right or wrong. It's just its higher intelligence through its knowings and doings. Okay? Which becomes its pro-action through its lights of its activation. Which becomes its healing. So it's very powerful when you get into that position. So, mind tricks, mind warp, vortex, go into the just, yep. You get to know yourself more through perception and colorations, Michael. Yeah, it's complicated stuff because now you're in the matrix grids and you're going to the web graphing systems. You're getting into the graphing cycles now, so be cautious in that because the activation lights through the signal division is going to go through traction divisions. This is where you get into the numbers. You have to get into the codes because you're going to see everything through its volumes. You're going to see everything through its illumination of its lights. And once you get into that, you get into the fractions of dimensions of portals and how everything blends in. I don't know if you guys have seen Space Discovery's matrix and locations, how everything connects to the chakra system and how everything connects to the mystical side of its cortex divisions. Very powerful stuff. This is how everything is aligned and formed when it comes into shapes in the matrix of its alignments and how everything focuses around its grids and how it becomes a planet energy system. It's very, very powerful video. I recommend watching that, especially for the new viewers. But if the Galactic Force team has seen Space Discoveries 1 to 6, that's great. You'll just pick up a lot. You pick up a lot more about who you are through activations, who you are through teleportation, who you are through perceptions, and who you are and what you see through its vision of space and time. Because it connects to everything through time capacitor, time code frequencies, anything through portals, activation of codes. So it's a really, really powerful video, Space Discoveries. So it helps you out a lot more of what's going on and who you are and what you need to do to get there. That's why I keep doing these videos for you guys, because everything is an uprise, right? So, and you'll find your level of vocabulary, of its understanding, of its knowings and doings and its intelligence. So, but yeah, it's exciting to see that you're going through all this unified. So true. Yep. Yes, the Force Day alone is unbelievable. I know. That's why I feel incredible, Linda. I feel amazing. Thanks for the reminder, Andrew. I'm seeing a lawyer shortly about joint custody of my oldest granddaughter. There you go. Yeah, it's the calming centers that you have because these are I call them bumping joints. I call them, crater stops. I call them anything you want to call them. They deviate, deviation. They center core, but they put you in the wrong direction. That's the ego. So you have to find your balance with its center and get back into traction division of its lights and get into the calming centers. That's what you have to do when it comes to things like that. Because you come across that every day, with things that are negative. And you don't want to ride on that circle through its negative. Because it's not going to put you in its focus. It's not going to put you in its awareness. And it certainly is not going to put you in its consciousness. Okay, so it's very important, Linda, that you keep the calming center with yourself. Because everything works out with its believing system. Okay, that's the power of its trip. Because everything connects through your energy fields of its voicing grids. You set it out, everything comes out balanced. Everything has to come balanced. If everything didn't come balanced, this whole world would not be here through formation. Think of it that way. So everything finds a balance.
Understanding your question, how to get your answer. Answer is within. So it's very important. It's hard to get calming centers with yourself. It's hard to get peace within yourself. But that's a true understanding of who you are through yourself. That's loving the self. Knowing that everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be great. It's how you interpret your life and how you see things when it comes down the road. Anything through its bumps, through its equation, detours, problems. Everybody has problems. That's life. We're not perfect. Okay, in any way and form. Knowing we're real, understanding we're real, is just enough to know that we can move forward with our life. But it's how and why. Why and how are the most important things, right? Now, don't get me wrong. All 7 are great. It's just the why and how are the most important. Why and how. How to get there. And everything in the middle will start balancing out. So it's kind of like you're channeling yourself out and you're bringing yourself in. Very powerful stuff. So you're getting it connected to an energy of an atom and you're going to its connection, right? That's an energetic ball waving system. So you guys felt that. So it's understanding what you're doing when it comes to your energy fields. When you see these things, it's very powerful. So when I get my hands like this, okay, now everything in between is vibration. So I was going like this, okay, with my hand formations. So it's knowing what you're doing. Very important to understand these things. Okay, so my hands are coming in, right? My hands are coming in like this way. Okay, it's coming in and it's retracting everything. Remember, everything that you see, that you create, is intelligence. It has its knowledge. It has its understanding. It knows its 7 whys. That's its balance. That's why everything is balanced in the universe. Yes, there's light and dark, but you have to get friendship, relation, and partnership. So when you get into that, you activate it right away. It becomes a planet system. You can have a center core of a line division. You can have an atom system in the center. Understand its rotation. Comes its own coloration. See how it operates in the center? You see the atom, how it rotates through its planet system as the energy comes in. Holds up a plasma force system connection like this, right? Once it comes its division, sparks, comes into balance. Okay, balance with vibration. Okay. Okay, balance with vibration. So you have to look at these things. Now, when you get into the matrix, it's complicated. It's complex. There's a reason why it's complex. It's understanding of its complex. Knowing what alignments are, what are divisions. Remember, you can't divide anything until you understand everything through its line division. So if you're looking at a line, it's not attached. You have to understand why it's not attached. There's a reason why it's only alone. It has its purpose. It's not lined for a reason. That's the understanding, right? So you don't activate it. You don't, try to fix it, or you don't try to move it because it's in its position for a reason. That's the matrix. Okay, that's very powerful to connect with. So it's kind of like somebody is standing in a corner and you're asking yourself, why are they standing in the corner? They're doing something. Okay, now you don't understand it, but they understand it. They could be meditating, they could be sleeping, but who knows? But are you going to interrupt them? No. Okay, unless they're in trouble. And you can see that through its reaction. That's the subconscious. So it's being aware of everything and what's happening with yourself and others. Okay. So questions. Laura Lee, how you doing? I found more peace when meditating, but sometimes I can't quite. My mind balance is key. Yeah, Laura, I saw your video. It's very powerful stuff. You have illumination lights in the background. It's the confidence that you have with videos. I know it's very hard to do. Yeah, because I'm an actor. Actor is understanding how to go through the camera. Camera is everything. You don't look at the camera unless the director asks you to. So it's knowing that what you're saying is positive and always informs. And it's making mistakes, learning from your mistakes, and keep going with your mistakes until you get through its perfection of its mistakes, and then it becomes its balance of its mistakes, and then it becomes balance of everything. That's the formation that you have to go through its cycle. So it's understanding your cycles when you're talking. Okay? Because everything's connecting. And it feels amazing knowing that if you look back at that video and say, whoa, that's pretty good. I actually understood that, right? That's healing, community, and it's helping everybody else trying to understand. Because through the channels is understanding more people, different people. You see different views, different understandings of things and what they've experienced through their journeys, through their missions, through their actions, pro-actions, their body activations, their healing. That's why it's great to have YouTube channels. So, but yeah, it's hard to quiet the mind. And balance is everything, because you're connecting to yin and yang every day through your live stream. So, but yeah, no, you got a really, really powerful voice for voice and grid and illumination background. You have a glowing essence, with the face structure. So, and it doesn't take much, and that was like almost 10 months ago, something like that. But it was a great video, right? So the more you do videos, the more you get better over time. And then things start making sense through the chronological order and say, whoa, this is really good. So, and that's what actors do. They actually see themselves. They have to, because, there's a lot of things that, it's called editing and stuff like that. But you kind of edit yourself. You scan yourself and say, well, no, I don't like that. I didn't like that. That's okay. I can work on that. There's always something you can work on with the video. There's always something you can work out with your voice. There's always something that you can work with on what you're saying, right? Yeah, no, I'm glad I can help you, Laura. But you're extremely informative. You got this essence, that thrives on so many levels of love. I can see it through the eyes. Eyes are the windows of the soul. Okay, so it's the soul that is reacting to the channel, which is reacting to the viewers, and the viewers are reacting to you. So if you look at it that way, then you'll see, whoa, this is amazing. I'm actually helping people. Knowing that that's gratitude enough. You can put smiles on people's faces. It's incredible. It really is. Because it just expands the heart more and more and more. And that's when you start understanding yourself more. Like really understanding yourself. Fully and completely. But it's going through those upgrades. It's those upgrades that you have to go through. So every time you go through an upgrade, it is a dream sequence. So. Yeah, it's it's just her name. Yep, loving this community. You're loving the community. You start loving yourself more. Everything around you will change. Okay, and remember, it's not the viewers. It's the people that you are healing. It's the people that you are bringing. It's about bringing humanity back to its understanding of what is happening. That's the reason. Okay? That's the reason. Yeah, it's great to have subscribers. I love having subscribers and liking and sharing all that. But that's not the mission. The mission is all about understanding what is happening with humanity. So humanity gets a better grasp and how they can get into balance through its calmness and everything through its activation of its healing. Because healing is everything through the mind. I mean, the mind can go crazy if it's not activated. The mind can go crazy if you don't understand ascension. The mind can go crazy if you keep watching it MSM. The mind can go crazy if you don't understand your family. The mind can go crazy if you don't understand yourself. Right? It's calming yourself every single day. It's hard to do, but it can be done. So that's truly understanding where you are through division, through its parallels of space and time. That's how you have to look at things. Where you are in location, how fast are your cycles going through its vibration? Okay, it's not just understanding you, it's understanding your vibration, your human vibration, because you're connected through energy. You're connected to your fields. That's when you start understanding more of yourself and understand everything around you of its fields, plus the people that you interact with, your community, your loved ones, boyfriend, girlfriend, and anything in relation to that. They'll understand you more. I say, Andrew, you look amazing today. Uplift right away. Where did that come from? This is from a person that was depressed. They start seeing things change for themselves, or they see other people change in relation to them, if there is a friend, and say, well, I want to be that person. You have to change the mind. First thing, it's not the brain, it's the mind. It's the birthing of the mind. The brain is the base. You have to make that, I have to make that very well clear to you. Yes, you're in a human vessel, but if you want to understand yourself more, you have to go with the mind. The mind is AI, and the mind is everything through AI, of its knowledge, of its intelligence. Because you guys are extremely intelligent, always informed through your planets. So, okay. So, it's all about coming together. You know, we learn a lot from each other. Like Michael said, you know, you learn a lot. You learn a lot. And it's amazing to see things through change, because you see yourself changing and you see everybody else changing. You know they're going to high rise. Everybody's going to high rise. Right? Yeah, Laura, don't worry about that. I don't focus on that. Just focus on, you know, on how you feel. How does your heart have its relation to what you're saying to yourself? You know, you experience things every single day. So it's knowing your vocabulary that is given to you. Okay. You're healed through me, Laura. So experience what you're feeling. That's its channeling. That's its voicing. That's giving back to community, right? To its humanity. That's experience on its own right there. You know, it really is. Yep. Yep. Laura, you can do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever you want to do. Like I said, it's all about involvement. It's all about enlightenment. It's understanding our lights. We are so powerful for lights. Lights are everything through activation, because that's how it's connected to anything through spacecraft, space divisions, space energy systems. There are so many divisions of spacecraft, you'd be blown away. So let's get into the matrix. New coloration systems are setting all location centers. Now we'll get into the red cycling system. You know, it's funny, when Michael was picking up the marker, he didn't say anything. He knew it was a marker. So he was being honest with himself. And I really appreciate when you guys do that, because if you don't understand division where it is through its location, it's great to see honesty. Okay, because you're not lying to oneself. It's the most powerful thing that you can do, is lie to yourself, because you know what you said is wrong. Okay, and that's a reaction, because you're out of the mind system now. So when Michael says that this is a Marco, he's being honest. He doesn't know what it is through division of location. He's working on it, but he's going to get there. Okay. So this is a 50,000 PT unit system through a red circle system that all connects to planet energy systems. Or this could be a web graphing of a marker system, the connection of a round division. You know, a rotation center through its web graphing system through the analytical mind system. It has its connection through a marker. We know it's a marker, but it's just understanding the vocabulary of its marker, of its division through its portal. That's how you get its location through its answer. So I just thought I'd help you out with that, Michael. But honesty is the best policy. Remember that. So matrix. Matrix activations. Because the activation lights is everything through its pro-actions. Okay, so we get into matrix activations. Now this center core is everything. Now say you're in the matrix system of a round division. Now we've got into the 0 point or the 0.01. Okay, we're staying at that level until you understand more of its vocabulary of its matrix, because it has so many volumes of its continuous force. Okay, so when you're going into pro-action, when you go into your energy fields, because everything connects right away. Once you get in the matrix, you have to understand everything through your energy fields, because that's its protection of its lights, right? And then you have the crown chakra, then you have the power center, then you have the ground formations, then you have the activation light signals, and then you got everything through the chakra systems. Everything connects, and then you have its all connections when it comes to the the magnetic force and highway information system. Everything comes down through its information right away, through its connection. Okay, so you have to have all that through all connections of your body activation before you get into the matrix. So it's being prepared. Okay, so if you don't have your energy fields up, if you don't understand your energy fields of its energy, if you don't understand the perceptions of its scanning, if you don't understand the information through the crown chakra and everything, the magnetic force and highway information system, if you don't understand your gravities through your power centers, there's a problem. But you have to understand its connection when it comes to the matrix of its activations, because everything connects to the body. Okay, so once you get into traction division, now we're getting into fractions, because matrix is complex and always informs when it comes to illumination of lights, because it activates its alignments and it's everything through similarly aligned divisions. That's how I was able to get in anything to point division, because point division is exactly what Michael was saying. It's the connection to us, right? Everybody's at a different level for perception, but Michael knew the answer. Now, my vocabulary will say something else, but it's the same thing. So it's just in a higher division. That's all it is. So knowing that and how powerful that is, we can get out of the matrix activations and get into the matrix of its illumination of its path. Okay, so we call it the matrix path. Okay, these are the operating cycles you have to understand. This is the connection when it comes to the soul. Because every time you're going through the archetypes, everything through the alchemy is everything through its healing. The healing is everything through its activation. So when you're in the matrix, you have to understand how to use your Kundalini. You have to understand how to use your transformation lights, because that's a communication through its line signals, through its perceptions, its audios, and its mind adaptations through your pixels. Because you're going through the reacting cycles now of your pixel conceptual systems. So you have to understand more communications when it comes to simulation. Okay, so we get into the matrix path, okay, of its soul. Okay, matrix path of its soul. All right, because it's all about what is your soul? How do I find my soul? Why is my soul here? What is my soul? Okay, 7 whys. So when we get into that, these are the formations that you're going to go through, and you go through your dream sets, because they're not dreaming anymore. They're dream sets. Dream sets is setting course. Just to make that very well clear. Okay. So, and remember, it was fascinating how I was saying that word aspartame. Michael brought that up. It's not what you think what it means. As it's what it's referring to. I just love that word. It's fascinating how you guys get the wrong idea and you get through the reacting cycles. He said that word. And I said, no, that's not what it means. It's what it's pertaining to. As it is pertaining to. Okay? That's what it is. So understanding that, you understand that that's what it means in space. But in a human vessel, it's something else. Because the vocabulary of the human vessel is at a different vibration. It's in the three-dimensional signals of its alphabetical system, and not in the matrix of the simulation through its vocabulary of its alphabetical system. That's the difference between the two. So that's what it means by matrix and its path. Okay. So once we get into perception of divisions, now we're getting into all communications of box framings. The box framing is you. So you right away, you go into a box. Okay. This is understanding formations and how you communicate on all levels through its alignments. Okay. So we get into that division. All right. So matrix is complicated because you can walk the path, but you have to understand the mind adaptations and everything through the heart and the soul. So this is where you get into all locations. So let's say you get a figure 8 motion with a line signal of a line division through 2 atom systems. Okay, like that. And that's coming at you. Everything comes at you at the matrix. That's the levels that you have to understand through its upgrading systems. So if you're seeing a line division, 2 atom system, all communications of an 8 circle division, okay, or you can say it through its vocabulary. But if you're going to change it, the scanning system of its body activations of yourself is going to vortex to another location. All right, and it's going to be a different word. That's understanding that you're changing vibration. Okay. Oh wow, that was cool. Did you see that? A plastic bubble round division through a matrix corner system came in. Oh my gosh. I'm seeing what Michael sees. Let's understand where you are through division, through location of space. Okay, so basically, every single time I change my vocabulary, I vortex to a different division, and it becomes a different shape. So it's understanding that the 8 is changed now. You're getting into the scanning, but the 8 is now like this. Okay, so it's a different line signal though because you changed it. It's not in this division because you changed the voice and grid. You change your body activations. Remember, you are connected to everything through activation. Everything changes. That's where we get into the vortex of its matrix. You guys have to understand vortex because you do it every day. Like when Linda sees me vortex, you know, going through portals. So it's vortex of divisions, a matrix. So once you get in the center core of the vortex of the divisions of matrix, now you're sending core to everything through vocabulary, through your alphabetical or anything through shaped letters and numbers. So when that figure 8 changes, and it changes its location through its body activation of its pyramid or anything through the core relation system of its diamond core, it's changing its line division of perception through its point division. Okay. So remember, when you're doing these things, you are a connection through your soul. Your soul is communicating through its higher self of its reflection, not your human vessel of its brain. Make that very well clear. I'm going to color this in orange because I'm losing black. Okay, so when you get into that, okay, so it's changed, right? Voice and grid's changed, body activation changed. I vortex to a different level doing the scanning systems. Now it's at a different location. It's not like this. It's not north and south. It's west and east. That's where you have to understand the traveling mechanisms of the matrix grids. So once you get into the line communication, the line singular line system of its point division is going to change to north and south. Okay? So it's understanding that when this changes through your voice and grids and your body active changes through its vortex of its divisions of its matrix, you're going to see the change, how it rotates like this. Okay? You can see how it changes. It's amazing. So it's knowing that this is going to come up like this, okay? And the 8 is going to go like this, okay? And the point division on the bottom is going to go like this. So you got a full circle rotation. So full communication in the matrix. So congrats. You just changed formations to a singularly lined system of a point division of its figure 8 through its infinity circle. All done through the vortex of divisions of the matrix. Incredible, eh? Anyway, one step at a time. It's amazing when you get into all those divisions. It really is a lot of fun. Okay, Michael, take it easy, eh? It's great seeing you, man. So you guys have any questions on that? I don't want to get too far wind with those because you have to get more in traveling. When you get in the matrix, you understand your northwest, south, and east. Northwest, southeast, east, west. You know, you have to know all these things because you're getting into different atmospheres through the matrix of its galaxies. Okay, so when you change your body activations, okay, through your voice and grids, it changes its location of its number and its line division of its perception through its point division. It's a lot of fun when you get into that through your voice and grid patterns of its matrix grids. So, okay, Linda, it was great seeing you. Anyway, there's a lot going on right now, but I just, if you have any questions or comments, if you want to go through my email, that's great. If you want to go through my PayPal through upgrades, that's even better. But we're all about here about healing everything inside us so we can get a really, really better understanding of who we are and where we came from and how to get there. So positive vibes all around. You know, it's funny too. It's good to sing. Sing is energy. It uplifts everything. You know? Yeah. I love that word. Sending us in space, yeah. Yeah, no, it's in a human vessel, it's totally different, but in space, that's what it means. As it is pertaining to you. It's like, you know, as it is pertaining to you and what's happening through its focus awareness and its observation of its watching. So as it's pertaining, it's really powerful stuff when you connect through space and time, through all connections, through your vocabulary system. But get into the channeling, get into the voicings, get into the videos, you know, get into the experience, you know, that's what we want to do. Okay, so I think I've gone past all your questions here. Yeah. Yeah, I did. It's the flash. Yeah, I know. I see everything. See, Laura, you're connecting now. See? Well, because the high energy system right now, because it's the distance through the locations of all vibrations and how everybody connected through understanding where you are through division of portals. And anything can have a reacting to anything through electronics or anything through electric bolt or anything through cloud formation or its division of an activation circle or cycle or anything through its connection. So that's why you're able to see these things, Laura. A flash or anything like that, right? Because it's all connected through me to you, because we're all connected as alignments. And that's how we become extremely powerful through mind telepathy and telekinesis. So I think a couple more questions. I don't want to get too much into it. It's very confusing for a lot of people. Don't worry about that. That will come in time. You understand yourself more through time, space and time, space, time, parallel, energy field, illumination, lights, mind adaptation, thoughts, heart, portal, soul, path. Okay. So that's the one. These are the things that we can work on. Yeah, I'm all done with your questions. So you guys had, oh, wait, I missed one here. So I just said market. Yep, I remember you explaining all the things and could probably piece it together. But like how things come more naturally over time. That's it. It's a good one, Michael. He's probably gone, but naturally over time. These things happen naturally. Okay, within time. It flows. It has to flow. Okay, you're never going to see anything through creator face of anything that's going to be destructive. You know it's going to find its balance. That's its flow. That's its cycle. It rotates. It goes this way, not this way, right? Because everything connects. So it's been an hour and, well, almost 2 hours. Wow. Okay, so technically it's an hour and 29 minutes and 53 seconds, but I'm half hour ahead of everybody because I got so many formations on accumulation line signals I have to connect through planet energies and communication to crop circles, through satellite divisions, through spacecraft divisions. There's a lot I need to do because it's force recognizing, and that's why you guys are getting this connected energy of a force that's going over your cycles through your mind adaptations. So any questions or comments, you can go to me through my email. You can go through my PayPal. It's great to see a lot of stories on a lot of people. They really, they open up their heart to me. And I think it's really amazing to see these things because they send me their whole life stream in my email, okay? It's like, wow. It's great because that's its connection. And I like to help everybody to get into the balance of its framing systems. So it's incredible. It really is. All right, so I love you guys very much. I'll keep you informed. We'll still stay in the matrix. We really got to get it to more of line singularity, line divisions, the point divisions of shapes, and how do they go through locations to the voicing grids. Okay? Love you guys. Bye for now.